Hi everybody, and welcome back to StorytellerSpira's channel. We are finally back with Hunter the Reckoning, The Land Between. This will be episode 5. I will do a decent bit of a recap since it's been a little while since we played this game. But first and foremost, let's go around, and as usual, we will introduce our players. So let's start with Revolver C as Albert Reese, better known as Brother.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Revolver. I'll be playing as Brother. I am a defender hunter. I come from California. I'm a professor at UC Berkeley, mainly a biology professor. I went to Tennessee, right? We're in Tennessee.
Yes.
I went to Tennessee to investigate some paranormal activity because my daughter, who was living with her in-laws, is around that same area. So I want to make sure that she's okay and that nothing happens to her. So I've been investigating the woods as well as talking with the rangers and whatnot. So
All right, and next we will have Koznark as Father Peter Lilly.
Hi, I'm Father Peter Lilly. I'm a Catholic priest that works with the Vatican. I got sent here because my higher-ups learned of some weird stuff going on here in Tennessee. So, did my priestly duty, gotta find the devil and squash him. But and I'm a judge hunter. And yeah, other than that, I don't think there's... Oh, and I'm blind. I don't have eyeballs, so that's cool. But yeah, that's it.
Next we'll have old name, but our fellow Chard. We'll get that name updated. As Chad Waterlily.
Yeah, I mean, it's only been like a month.
Yeah, with not playing, so I forgot.
So yeah, I played Chad Waterlily. When he was younger, he was constantly being tormented by a vampire. And then once he kind of went to adulthood, he didn't handle all the stuff that happened to him as a kid very well. Ended up being saved by another hunter who kind of couldn't show him the ropes, so he sent him down to Tennessee to find a group of hunters he heard that was gathering up to kind of teach him how everything in the hunting community is done. And he's pretty much just been tagging in with Brother to investigate stuff at the woods and just try and soak up as much information as he can.
All right, and last but not least, we have Modi Answers as Sean Malcolm.
Hi, and as she said, I'm playing Sean Malcolm, a visionary hunter from Nashville, Tennessee, who in his former life used to work as a white hat hacker who, in just routine duty as his job, accidentally hacked the wrong company and saw things he shouldn't have seen, awakening him to the world at large. So disappeared into the woods and through various means heard of the trouble going on at the Land Between, where he showed up and reached out to the hunter net in order to bring in additional hunters to investigate the disappearing children in the area and the mutilated animal corpses. And that brings us to this.
Yep. So as everyone sort of did mention in their character introductions, they are all hunters who are imbued with abilities to hunt and take down supernatural monsters. They've all gathered in northern Tennessee, just shy of the Land Between the Lakes National Park. There have been strange goings on there. Animals have been dying. Recently, a church was burned down. A couple children have gone missing, and a couple other have been turned up dead in the town. It's otherwise a very quiet city. So the hunters are looking around to see what they can find. Recently, since they've been there, their investigation has found that the missing kids were a Timothy Evans and an Ian Jackson. Both families have been spoken to now by the hunters, and from there they found out at least that Ian's friends, John, Derek, and Matthew, were the ones that he hangs out with the most. As Sean did digging around on the computer, especially Facebook, he did find a connection between between Timothy and Ian. They both knew Derek from some of the photos that were on their Facebooks, and Sean has been using a cover as a young teenager, Jennifer, to try and make friends with these people, get to know them a little bit better, ask them some questions. If I remember correctly, you do have a meeting with Suzanne coming up as one of these young children you've been pretending to be. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds correct.
Okay. Yeah. So, oh, sorry, my thing is doing something weird. Okay. Sorry, my notes were freaking out. Anyway, so yes, Sean is going to be meeting up with Suzanne, the mayor's daughter, who Father Peter Lilly ran into, and using his discern ability saw that she had horns of some sort, is definitely either not human or being possessed by something else. All of the hunters have had some introduction to also 3 what they believe to be fae creatures that are moving around the woods in the land between the lakes. And one of them is a particularly large, bestial-looking man, and the other 2 appear to be teenagers, but again, using discern, the hunters were able to recognize that there's something supernatural about them. Both of them looked not human. One looked like burning wood and like for his skin, and then the other looked sort of like a tree. A lot of features, had flowing hair with leaves stuck in it. The last week we had Sean went onto the hunter net and met up with a hunter on there known as Coxcrow, who gave him a lot of information about fae in general. He said without seeing them himself or talking with them, he couldn't be sure what to use against them, but he gave Sean a couple good ideas. All of the hunters otherwise went back to their hotel rooms, planning to meet up the next day so that they could review the information some further and plan their next steps. Brother, however, was missing for about 24 hours. The hunters realized that they hadn't spoken to him in that time frame and are planning the next morning to give him a call and see if he's alright. Okay, so that wraps up what you guys have found out so far and kind of what happened last week. So early morning, everyone is either in their hotel rooms, if it's Chad, Sean, or Brother, and Father Peter Lilly is still staying at one of the local churches.
I don't have a hotel. I'm just sleeping in my car.
Okay. So, Brother, you would certainly wake up to, I think, a phone call from probably Sean. It was late in the day before he was trying to reach you, but it didn't go through. So, in the morning, yeah, I think also Chad wakes up the latest. Father Lilly definitely gets up early. So where would you guys decide to meet?
That's to me and John.
Whoever wants to get the ball rolling on meeting up.
Don't we usually meet at Chad's hotel and get breakfast nearby or something like that?
Yeah, usually Chad is offered breakfast and doesn't turn it down. So, Father Peter Lilly, you're up the earliest.
5 a.m. every day. I would probably wait until whenever Sean gets up, because I think he's the pretty late guy, but he usually picks me up in the morning. So, do my normal running around, researching, reading the Bible, morning prayers, attend Mass, and yeah. Probably, I guess, text Sean that whenever he wants to pick me up, we can do that.
Probably be getting up. Actually, probably not too late to this morning. We turned in relatively early last night, so I'll probably be up and able to get you by, say, 8.
Sounds good. And then I guess, yeah, we'll head over to the brother, brother doesn't have an apartment. Chad's, I guess, hotel room.
Motel.
Motel.
Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, I don't want to be too high class.
Don't class it up.
And looks like we lost a chart for now on video.
Yeah, it's trying to reconnect.
Okay, no problem. We will continue for another sec or two, and then I'll move cameras for a little bit if we have to. But moving along for the moment, everyone starts to meet up at Chad's motel. Brother, yeah, you would have gotten that. You would check your phone the next morning and see Shauna tried to reach out.
Is it a call or a text?
Probably both.
What does the text say?
Hey, are you still alive?
Being the straightforward person I am, I'd just be like, yep.
We're meeting at Chad's. Are you available to rejoin us?
I'll be there shortly. So I guess over the 24-hour period that I missed, was there anything going on in my daughter's in-laws house?
Yes. When you went to check on your daughter the previous day, you were searching around, just checking that things looked on the up and up. But unfortunately, when you did go and check around the outside of the perimeter using your discern, you noticed the same kind of golden glowing mark outside of her bedroom window that you and Father Lily, I believe, in different instances, saw outside of the two children's houses, the children who have gone missing.
Would I know what this mark is using occult?
Go ahead and give me a perception occult roll at 8.
Three successes.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what my abilities do, but okay, I'll
It's
take
okay,
note
I
of
can
it
fill you
and I'll take note of it and I'll make sure that what day is it today?
It is, I believe it's Thursday at this point in the week.
Is it a school day? Because I would probably I'll probably make sure that she goes to school and she gets there safely, and then I would meet up with the rest of the fellas.
Okay. So yeah, you follow, you basically, follow along, wait outside her house, check that she gets on the bus, and, either drive to the school, make sure she gets there. Everything seems fine. But yeah, that glow is it's the exact same thing you saw outside the children who went missing.
He didn't see that.
Didn't you tell him about it, though?
He's been missing. Oh, did we?
I don't remember, but I'll just take note of it. So yeah, I don't know what it does, right? I just know it's.
You just get you have a feeling that it's connected with those. It gives you the same feeling being near it.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just meet up with the fellas.
You taking me out to breakfast?
I will take everyone out to breakfast.
I thought we were meeting up at your place, and then
Isn't
there
we'll
like
meet
a
up
diner
at
that's
the
like
diner.
walk distance?
Yeah, there's a diner that you guys have been heading to a couple mornings already that is not too far nearby. So, if you guys all meet up at the motel and agree to just, get some coffee in you before you actually do much more with your investigation, you'll start walking to that nearby diner. There is actually a sign along the way. It's a big sort of billboard, but low to the ground, that has a large cartoon bull. So it's got really large horns, but it's got a kind of goofy, funny expression. As you guys are walking there, Sean, you're gonna see it at first the way it is, that it's just this cartoon bull related to a nearby store that sells, basically fishing gear and other outdoor hiking materials. And then it's going to change all of a sudden and look much more demonic. The horns even grow larger, and the sign seems to catch on fire.
And do the words by chance change in any way? Just that some.
They just start to fade behind the fire.
So Sean will stop and just kind of gasp, alarmed, and kind of back up, putting his hand out and just observing this thing, waiting for some sort of, if any clear message comes.
Is it literally on fire, or is it just figuratively on fire?
For Sean, when it first happens, it'll be hard to tell, but you are used to seeing signs, so you realize when no one else suddenly jumps at a, instantly combusting sign, you get the sense that it is just part of the sign you're seeing. So as it continues to burn, this demonic-looking bull's head that's behind the flames eventually starts to disappear, and then from where the head was, you see some words, but it's kind of hard to discern from between the flames and what looks like smoke. Go ahead and give me perception awareness. Just 6.
Alrighty.
Everybody or just Sean?
You'll notice Sean stopping, so yeah, you can go ahead and give me a same roll. And brother, you can do the same if you want. Chad, you could roll at 7. You're not as attuned to this stuff yet.
Yeah, I don't think he would do anything.
Okay.
He would just, if anything, he would just be like, "Are you all right, man?"
Oh, wait, never mind. That was silly.
And I got no successes. Thank you, roll 20.
I got 2.
Okay. So Sean is the only one actually seeing the full vision. And since you get no successes, it's really hard to make out the words. Only thing you can kind of get out is the word, right next to each other is second house. And then near the end of what looks like a short sentence, you see the word fall. For brother, you definitely pick up that Sean is seeing a vision, and you can tell it's the sign, but as far as you can get out of it, you're not sure what he's seeing. But you do get the sense that it's a important portent.
Yeah, I'll turn to Sean and say, how about you take a gander at that again? Maybe concentrate a little bit more.
So are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Faintly.
Are you do the words second house mean absolutely anything to you? Sounds like something out of French politics, but that's only thing coming to me.
In character, in my mind, I would probably know what it is referring to. However,
Since you got a pretty decent bit of success, and ask him, if you ask him what he's seeing, I can then interpret what you'll get.
yeah, I'll kind of dodge the question to say, what are you seeing in that sign over there?
The bull is, its horns are growing out. It's extending. It's and the sign it's holding is bursting into flames and smoke. And vaguely within the flames, I can see the words "second house" and something about falling.
Would I know about this?
You can go ahead and give me a roll. Told you.
Well, I didn't want to roll for seeing it because I'm sort of blind.
No, but I said to anyone who wanted to roll perception awareness to get a sense of what's going on.
So as he told me that, do I interpret it?
I'm gonna wait for Father. Are you gonna roll? Okay. We see your beep boop, Chad.
Yes.
Oh my god, Chad's a robot!
Damn it, Chad, you weren't supposed to reveal that till next episode.
Fuck. Guys, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I knew he was at the asylum for a reason.
Both brother and Father Peter Lilly. This is basically going to be like rolling insight, but I wanted your awareness for it. So you get these details from Sean, and you're both going to realize fire and the idea of a house and the word falling. You get a sense you might need to go back into the woods. Maybe check on a couple of those other churches.
Yeah, I'll say, I think the house is referred to one of the churches in the woods. Maybe the first church that burnt was the first built, so maybe the second one would be the one after that. We'd have to take a look at the records, see when they're built.
Would I know if second house means anything like a cult or religion-wise?
You're not getting anything in that way.
Did you say you're from this area? I can't remember.
Would have mentioned that I'm probably from further, directions east in Tennessee, but not specifically the Dover area.
Okay. And I'll ask Father and Sean, since Chad's not from this area. Do you know the history of these churches in the Dover area?
I actually, yeah, no, I did a little bit of research on the churches, and nothing particularly relevant I thought possibly came up. They were several of them built in the land between just at various times, but I mean, most of half of them are run down at this point and not even in service, and just there didn't seem to be anything overtly relevant in any of the information I found.
Do you know when the first church that was burnt? Do you know when it was built? Was it built first or?
Actually, I'm gonna. Where are we? Are we in the hotel room?
You guys are walking to the diner to go get some food, and you've actually kind of stopped at the sign as Sean was seeing it.
Are we by the car though? Is the car far?
I would say you guys had walked halfway there, so you probably have to track back.
Actually, wasn't there... Didn't you see something on one of the brochures last time, Sean, and you grabbed it? I believe, isn't it in the car?
Sure, and let me go get it real quick, and I'll go back to grab that brochure that is in my stuff.
Alright, so
Because it had the dates in it and the map too, remember?
So Sean jogs back toward his car, gets the brochure out, and I imagine he would look at it then. And if he does, he will notice that yes, the part inside the brochure that talked about the local churches in the land between the lakes does actually have about a sentence or two with each of them, when they were built, who they were either built by, or, you know, the family name connected with it, and so on and so forth.
And was Tharp's built first? Because there's Tharp's that burnt, right?
Yep.
And what's the second in the list of construction?
And I get my list of churches up. Which has gone missing. 1 second.
Well, they all burnt down. Satan's gonna roam the earth now, and
Good job, guys.
I always knew Tennessee was hell in disguise.
We had a good run, guys.
I mean, the fishing's good.
That's, I mean, yeah, they probably sold their souls to the devil to make the fish come.
That's how sad it was. That's all it was worth, was some fish.
Now I just gotta find them again.
But anyways, as we're like kind of reading this brochure and finding out which church it is, I'll, you know, promptly state like, well, there's next church. We should probably plan accordingly to the Fae and whatnot we've been dealing with.
The next one is known as Hickory Grove. It's basically directly south of Tharp Church. It's a little bit of a hike, you know, it would be easier to go by car, but walking wouldn't take forever. But it is also actually closer to the city, so it's a little more south. The other 3 churches are spread out, kind of just a vague rectangular area in the south of the land between the lakes.
You guys didn't by chance hold on to any of those trail cameras, did you? Something, if we had more trail cameras, we could set them up around the church and, you know, start setting up some sort of surveillance of the area.
We only set up 2, I believe, and then we have however many more we had.
I believe
Yeah,
you had
we never.
2 kind of facing where the line of the back of the church went into the woods, where you guys followed the trail to see if anything went in and out that direction, and then 3 around the set of trees that were tied together by their branches.
Okay. No, we don't have any more of those trail cameras, but I gather we could just go buy some, and I'll pull out my wallet and have a flash my credit card.
I mean, how long would it take to grab the ones that you guys had already set up? I mean,
Yeah, we never gave those back. We could just go and pick those back up.
I mean, we've already forwarded the emails to my account, and so it wouldn't take that much setting up. We just need to move them to the new location.
I'll be a little bit hesitant, only because Chad and I have experienced some weird shit, and they're obviously cursed of some kind, but I'll nod reluctantly. Like, yeah, we could do that.
I mean, we already have the extensive footage of the night that you guys saw, the 2 teenagers and whatever that thing beast was. So I'm not sure what else we're going to see.
Yeah, speaking of, during my 24-hour period, did I do research on them? Because I would definitely want to do that.
Yep.
See what I can kill them with.
Let me check Yoshi. Yep, go ahead and give me Intelligence Occult at 7. Nice. Alright, so using the Hunter Net, you went scrolling around over the last 24 hours trying to find out as much as you can. And let me get my notes up to see what you found. Alright, as far as the one younger teenager that had the skin that looked like burnt wood, like, you know, sitting in a fireplace, like dark charred color with some embers coming through. That one is definitely a fae that, on the hunter net, as far as they know, the clearest or cleanest defense against it is actually just water, surprisingly enough. It is some sort of fire spirit, so water actually does work against it in most cases, as long as it's not something else. The other one, the one that looked like its skin was made out of tree bark and had the leaves in its hair, similarly is referred to by the hunters as an elemental type. And this one is a little trickier because it kind of depends on a few different things, what type it is amongst its own kind. But very often, these can be affected by types of bird calls. They can't pass through certain thresholds. Other types of wood can be used against them. Otherwise, they're a little bit tricky to deal with. And the last bit of information you would be able to figure out is the large, very animalistic one. Again, it can vary on what works against these things, but what can be used most often is raw meat. They are completely repelled by it, and often they are very strong, so you don't want to necessarily go toe-to-toe. And the last thing, you'll get overall information about these fae creatures. Hunters have a billion different names for them across the net, but overall concept of them is that they can be dealt with in certain cases with riddles, games, or deals.
Riddles,
Yay.
games, or deals? Is that what we said? Yeah, the games thing doesn't work. So, and could you repeat the bird call thing again?
Yes, so the one that is a sort of tree elemental, like, some people were referring to it as a dryad, other people said that's just Greek myth. That one is a little complicated, but different types of bird sounds can scare them off or entrance them. It has different effects on each one.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll continue my way to the diner.
I guess we're all just going to the diner at this point.
Yeah, but Sean would arrive back with the brochure and that information.
Sorry, I thought I'd already done that. So yeah, I get back with the brochure. It looks like the Darp's church, the one that did burn down, was the first one constructed. If your theory's right, Hickory Grove should be the next target.
Yeah, and I'll nod. You're like, all right.
Around what time did the last one burn down? It was close to sunset, right? Well, I guess it sounds like we're going to be doing a stakeout tonight.
That's what I was thinking as well. Any other ideas on how to carry this out other than simply setting up some trail cameras? I mean, I don't suppose any of you guys have night vision goggles or anything so extravagant as that.
Nope, just
Uh,
just watching.
No, I think I left my night vision goggles with my glasses back at the church.
I guess since I've been absent, I'll ask Father Lily and Sean, like, did you learn anything more about the mayor's daughter?
I've learned a few things. It seems she was in what was it? Yeah, there we go. Motorcycle accident about a year ago and went into a deep coma from it. She apparently wasn't supposed to recover, and next thing they knew, she had received a more or less full recovery from the entire thing. They thought she was going to. Her prognosis was incredibly negative, and to make a full recovery from that is almost unheard of. And it's still unexplained medically how exactly she did recover. So this all happened about a year ago, and ever since, it just seems her personality completely has changed. She's become very distant and just slowly unraveling herself from her life, conversing with less and less people, making less posts on social media, and just almost disappearing completely, and just very, very awkward, odd behavior.
And you speak with the mayor herself at all?
I did. We had a short conversation the other day, about the children that have been missing and the medical records that I had gotten that we took a look at, and she was very, very reluctant to speak about any of it. She did seem genuinely concerned for the town, though, and the people in it, and genuinely wanted to help, but something was stopping her. She was being very quiet, and of course, I left the meeting to find her daughter sitting outside. So I don't know if that's related, but the mayor's definitely been tainted by evil. It's pretty clear. Just same with the sheriff. So the daughter seems to be aligned there. Maybe? I don't know if the sheriff and daughter know each other, but suffice to say that they're not talking about the children issue at all. And there was also a tainted handprints on the missing children's windows. The abducted, or not abducted, I guess runaway. It looks like they were abducted now. Oddly enough, the image never goes in, or the handprint, the aura never goes inside, and it's always on the bedroom window. So it seems like something is luring them out, and they must be going willingly because there's no forced entry. There's, like I said, the aura doesn't extend inside. They seem to go out.
The handprint thing would definitely catch my attention. And I'll say, was there a time frame? Could you tell how long that handprint's been there? And
it was very, very faint. I could barely see it. On the most recent abducted child, there was more than just a handprint. It looked like someone was laying on the roof, kind of. But it's since the kids were missing, it didn't look recent at all. I'm surprised they picked up anything.
When did the kids go missing?
One was about a month ago, and one was 2 months ago.
Okay, so that's pretty hard to tell. Okay.
And when he says all this to you, it will stand out to you because the glow you saw outside your daughter's window looks very bright.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm gonna keep that to myself just because it's personal. But yeah. And then I'll just turn to Chad. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
As far as the missing children, we've had one each month for 2 months. So that's a little worrying. I'm wondering if this church burning and missing children are related, or how related they are. And I still don't understand how the mayor's daughter plays into this, because these children are missing, not murdered like the two before that we actually got the medical records for. Did
we see pictures of the kids?
The two that were deceased, yes. You saw in the very thin files that Father Peter Lilly was able to get a hold of. But as far as the missing kids, just everyone who went to their houses would have seen pictures of them.
And they saw the footage of the two kids in the woods, right?
They are not the same. I was very sure to check on that. So.
Okay, yeah. And then I guess I just turn to Chad and be like, well, what have you been up to in the last day?
Just been hanging out with these guys, just tagging along. No tromping in the woods, really, or anything like that.
Real quick, Father Lily, Chad, and Sean, go ahead and give me a perception empathy roll.
Empathy. I do not have any successes.
Okay.
I have 1 success.
I also have 1 success.
No, you don't.
Shit. You didn't see that second one.
Alright, Father Lily and Sean, you don't really notice anything. Chad, you will slightly notice when Brother is asking for more details about these glowing remnants that we're seeing outside these windows. It does seem to really affect him, especially when he hears Father Lily explain that they were pretty faint. You just get a sense, nothing very clear.
Yep. Socially awkward young man. He's not going to comment on it at the table.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to comment about where the goddamn waitress is, though.
She is getting such a low tip.
So,
Like
once
2%.
again, the old woman that was standing behind the counter last time notices you guys haven't been served yet and comes waddling over. God damn it, Christina's gonna get fired for this! And she'll take your order.
Alright, guys, the real role playing begins. What are we getting?
Shit. I don't want to fuck this up. Can I get some grilled tomato and toast?
Roll for hash browns.
All right.
Yes. Eggs Benny all day.
Steak and eggs here. Yep.
All right, I got 3 successes.
Oh, shit. You got 2 10s on that?
Oh, but
You
one.
wasted your good roll.
I'm getting hash browns too.
So as she takes your order, and Brother, who does have huge size, when he orders the steak and eggs, she's just gonna give you a look up and down like, you want a double order, honey?
I'll be fine, ma'am. Thank you, though.
So she scoodles off into the kitchen, and you can hear her still bitching about someone named Christine.
Do we see Christine? Is she like...
No.
Have we ever seen Christine? No.
No, you have not.
Oh my god, she's missing... She's the what? She's the murderer. She's the
She's the-
mastermind
The whole
behind this.
time it was the
The
waitress at the diner.
Solved. Anyways, after we eat and all that, I'll pay for it. I'll be like definitely, or not like, I guess pushing to pay for the bill. So like if someone else grabs it, like it's fine, I get it.
Slam your giant hand over it.
Pretty much. So
So, actually, never mind. I'll wait till we get outside.
Alright, yeah, you guys get your food, are able to eat it, see poor old woman shuffling by once again, just muttering under her breath about some young whippersnapper outside smoking cigarettes all the time. And after you wrap up your meal, you guys are good to get chugging along with whatever you want to look into next. This is the evening, I believe, that Sean was set to meet up with Suzanne.
Who's Suzanne?
The mayor's daughter.
Oh, yeah, you're fake catfishing
Catfish.
a young girl.
Yes, I believe the name you gave your character was Jake Anderson.
A girl named Jake? What's wrong with you?
No.
Jake Anderson is your-
Jennifer is trying to meet up with Derek. Jake is trying to meet up with Suzanne.
Wait, did we walk into, like, what?
Get with it, man. Jesus.
Okay. When we're outside, I'm gonna make sure there's no one around. If the coast is clear, is the coast clear?
Yeah.
Of what?
I mean,
Well,
we can
like,
go in the
people-
car.
Yeah.
You're asking us in game, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a diner, so there's like a couple people either coming or going. A couple of people are standing by their car talking, but otherwise it's not very busy.
Basically, would I be worried about someone eavesdropping?
Doesn't seem like anyone would care what you guys talk about.
Can I notice?
I will let you roll if I think something is going on. What's up?
I was gonna say, can I notice that Father Lily's like looking around, like trying to sense anyone near him? And I'll just
Father
kind
Lily,
of.
unless you're hiding it, I'm gonna say yeah. It's...
Oh no, I haven't hidden the fact that I can totally see things.
No, I'm just saying, are you like kind of sensing the area around you
Yeah.
to make sure there's no eavesdroppers?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just place a hand on your shoulder, and be like, how about we talk about this at Chad's place?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, let's go.
So
I will open it up, and it will be still a mess. It's not perfectly cleaned up. He hasn't gotten through everything, but you have places to sit and stand.
yeah, I'll kind of pull out a pack of cigarettes and look at you, make sure it's okay to smoke in here.
The hookers smoke right outside, so yeah, you're good, man. Go for it.
Yeah, light a cigarette and
Brother, I was wondering about your input. We had a bit of a disagreement the other night.
can you remind me what?
No, not me and you. With these guys about the mayor's daughter. It's pretty clear something evil is there, but everyone's a little queasy about killing young girls. And we ended at a stalemate of nobody wants to move on this.
I'll kind of drop my head and again take another drag of the cigarette and exhale heavily and say, listen, I've seen quite a number of things that make anyone's stomach turn. If this girl is indeed possessed by something or someone, if we could do it peacefully and resolve it, maybe through an exorcist, that would be the best way. However, if that's not the case, I do believe that we do need to take care of this with extreme prejudice.
Listen, I was always for eventually putting a couple rounds in her head and calling it a day. That was never what was at dispute here. It was a matter of when, because Father Lily here seems like now is the perfect opportunity to go forward and just completely remove this whatever she is, claiming it's a demon. If it is not. That's not relevant. But essentially what he's saying is, or what my entire argument was, is we should slow down and observe her for a while, gather what the hell is exactly going on, because we don't know what's going on in this area, and we don't know the consequences to our actions.
I would agree with Father Lily. I think we should handle this situation swiftly rather than take our time. And with that, I'll kind of drop my head as well and, obviously take it to heart.
Before another child goes missing.
Sure then. Then we know exactly where she's going to be this evening, so you better load your pistols, or rifles, or whatever it is you have, because you have your opportunity.
Or she's not related to the church burning. We don't know. That girl is powerful. I didn't sense any of her at the church. That's why I'm so confused.
Chad will look a little bit like uneasy at the comment of loading our pistols and going after this little girl.
You should be.
Are we really gonna? I mean, I've taken out plenty of living things, but are we really gonna just load up and run up on a little girl?
Let me ask you, Chad, how...
Save her first. I am a priest. I do know exorcism. I do believe this is a demon, but not all souls are savable.
And I'll chime in and say, how long do you think she's been a little girl for, Chad? How long has she taken that form?
I mean, nothing against you guys, right? But how much have we really looked into this to know what she is and what she isn't, or if we could save her? Or I don't know. I just feel like we're running into the whole gun solution really quickly for something that's a little girl.
Sean's miscolored comment aside, I agree with brother, we try to save her first. Absolutely. I don't think anyone here is arguing that if we can get rid of the demon, then we will. But its mere existence is justification for extreme measure. Demons corrupt. They don't sit around idly.
I just want to make sure we're not just gonna go and unload on a little girl. Okay, whatever you guys say, let's do it. But that's a fucking lot, man. It's a lot.
We won't start there. We'll start with trying to exorcise the demon.
Okay. So is that today? We're doing that today.
If we see her at the church tonight, but I don't honestly, I don't see these threads coming together quite yet, and that's the most confusing part. That's the one place where I do agree with Sean. We don't actually know that much right now, so hopefully we learn more at the church tonight.
All right, then.
Whether it's the children or the demon or all of them. Not all supernatural things work together. Not all demons are friends.
So, how exactly do you recommend we go about this? She's agreed to meet me somewhere tonight in a completely creepy manner. So,
I think maybe we do stake out the church instead. Cancel if you can, reschedule maybe, but I'm not one to ignore signs.
But if she's a demon, can't we just abduct her? And aren't churches supposed to be holy ground? Kill two birds with one stone.
Or juggle two problems with if they're not connected or closely, I'd rather keep them apart and deal with one than the other. We know a church is burning down and someone's going to show up, we think. So let's just take it as it goes. Like I said, that girl's not hard to find. You can see her from blocks away. I'm not worried about her getting away.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll cancel the whatever we were doing tonight and reschedule
But that does
it.
seem to suggest that maybe she's not going to be there. Why would she agree to meet with you unless she was going to abduct you?
Have you sent her a photo of whoever you say you are?
Stock footage guy number 2346.
Okay, just making sure.
She has like 30 photos of me on my Facebook page to confirm I am who I am.
But you're good.
As they're talking, does this hotel room have like books or like maybe like national park brochures of wildlife that are in the state parks?
That's a question for Spira.
Yeah, if you go, because he's in a very traditional like one level motel, just with 6 to 8 rooms. If you actually went into the office where you would get a room, there is a small little magazine rack with some what looks like probably mostly outdated stuff. But if you were looking for things that hadn't been destroyed or moved, just old historical things in the area, yeah, there would be some stuff like that.
Are you looking for specifically like forest stuff in the area?
Yeah, you know how like hotel rooms have like see our sites, like what's around the area, and then maybe like because
there's definitely a wildlife of the area or wildlife of the land between the lakes, because it'll have a big section about the elk and the bison, but even some smaller details about other types of birds and small critters that are in the area. What else were you looking for? Anything else?
I was looking for what kind of birds are in the area.
Yeah, it'll give you some specifics about that.
Yeah, Chad would definitely have those in the room for hunting purposes.
Okay, yeah, then I would kind of take note of that. And yeah, I'm just listening to them talk. And
So I'm sorry, we are or we aren't going after the demon tonight?
In chat, Rev.
oh, okay. I was just gonna say those birds, but whatever.
I just thought it was funny because I could actually get it.
Thanks, dude.
That is far too many random. There are these many birds.
Dude, it's a national park.
There are like 50 warblers alone.
I know.
I would just point out like the most popular ones, like the ones that are most populous in the area.
Yeah, it's gonna skip all the like really like generic stuff like cardinals and crows and things like that. That'll obviously be in pretty much any natural environment throughout the United States, but it'll focus on a couple special ones. Definitely some of the more waterfowl, because that's not everywhere. So like a couple of like the egrets and herons, things like that, and then of course the large collection of warblers, which are a little more special to the area, and yeah, so some finches, sparrows, warblers, those will be especially pointed out in this brochure compared with any like mallards or simple regular types of birds.
Are there turkeys in the area?
Yeah, there's some wild turkeys. Though it'll have a small note that they most likely probably were introduced to the area with agriculture and then, wound up growing in their population.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of listening to you guys. I'm still like maybe finishing a cigarette and taking out another one, smoking. Maybe check the fridge for like a beer or something.
I don't know at the end, we don't know what we're going to see at this church. So I would say keep an open mind. We may face demons. It may be the forest kids, both, in the worst case scenario.
And if me and brother ran into them once, and we played word games with them, and not even on both sides, just brother played the game, and the other ones were being weird about it. If we all are there tonight, are we going to do that, or are we going to do something? What's the plan if we run into these forest kids, as we're calling them?
We try to find out more, I suppose.
And
Why are they burning churches? Where are the other missing kids? Or where are the missing kids in general? We already know they're not the same kids. Do they know the demon? Are they together? And if not, can we use them against each other?
Last thing I want to say real quick for brother, as you're going through the brochure and the books nearby that have information, the birds that are local and match up best with what you were doing research on will be sparrows, wrens, and mourning doves.
Okay. What time of day is it, as we're discussing?
You guys met up, especially because Chad can sleep in a little later sometimes after his, nightly ritual of having a couple drinks. You guys made it to the diner probably around 10, 8, walked back, been talking. It's going to be close to noon.
Okay. Well, you say it's Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the mayor doesn't go out drinking till Friday. Yeah, I'll stand up, kind of brush myself off, and say, well, gentlemen, I think we have our plan of action here. I think we should take time to prepare what we're doing. I've got quite the shopping list that I need to take care of before we venture off into the woods.
What time do you guys want to meet back up at?
Well, if the church burning was at sunrise during the middle of the night, I'd say closer to, crack of dawn would be good. Or crack of dusk would be good.
Maybe-
Find a good spot while there's still light.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe an hour before sunset to give us time to get to the site and set up.
Yeah.
Brother, are you planning on going into the woods to go get those trail cams?
I got this shopping list. How about you do that? If you want to take Sean with you, I could take the father.
Yeah, man, sounds good.
That sounds like the best course of action.
Who has cars in this situation?
I have a car. I have a rental.
Okay, got you. All right, so it does work.
Yes, it does. Me and you were just leeches getting chauffeured around everywhere.
Shit.
Well, I mean, they haven't made blind driving cars yet, so...
But they're going to invent steering braille soon, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so I would take father unless we're done and go to like a Walmart or like a superstore of some kind.
Okay. So, Chad and Sean, we're gonna go back into the woods.
Yeah, and before we do, I'm gonna load up his trunk with some weapons, some guns. Nope. Oh, bless you. Oh, you only get one.
Yes, multiple blessings don't stack in D&D, so you get
I'm quick. Correct.
however they got.
And this is what is this private or is this public land?
It is state-owned land because it is a national park.
Okay.
Is it a federal park?
I think so. Oh, yeah, no, it's a federal park.
Like, is there shooting allowed there and stuff like that, or no?
Yeah, in designated areas during raid seasons, yeah.
Gotcha. I'll be carrying the rifle with me. Long rifle with the scope.
Alright, you guys start heading along the trail that you had followed before, heading in the direction. So there are near the burned down church, which is still has, yellow caution tape around the area, but it doesn't look like anyone's babysitting it at the moment. And you had 2 cameras there, so as you arrive, you're able to grab those easily, unless you wanted to leave those 2.
I mean, the more the merrier.
Okay.
The plan was to grab them, if I remember. So.
Alright, so you grab those 2, and you start following the trail that, at this point, since you've been down it a couple times, you start recognizing which trees to turn right and left. You've got good survival, not even gonna make you roll for it. And you find your way back to the area with the 3 very large trees that sort of already look like they are in a triangular shape. Their branches tied up about 12 feet over your head. Go ahead and just give me perception alertness, both of you. Just listening, kind of making sure, you're not going to have 2 teenagers show up.
I got 2 successes.
I got 2 successes.
Okay. As you guys are going through the woods, both of you would probably, move with a cautious pace, listening, making sure you don't hear any other strange footsteps around. You mostly just hear some birds, some, squirrels jumping around here and there, and you reach the trees where your other cameras are.
Cool. I'll start taking it down.
Since we're in the area and I've kind of seen it on the footage, I'm specifically going to, while he's finding the cameras and taking them down, I'm going to go ahead and walk over to the portal, or the bundle of trees kind of gateway thing, and just investigate it further, poke at it a little, and just see if I get any sort of feeling in the area or pick up on anything new.
Alright, as you get closer and start looking around, trying to get a sense if there's anybody nearby, Chad is starting to pick up those cameras. Your phone vibrates with a notification, and as you check it, you see that it is from Suzanne, sent you a message over Facebook as Jake Anderson, asking, "Are we still meeting tonight? Where did you want to meet?"
I'm going to explain to her that a summit had a let's go with family emergency come up, and I won't be available. Can we meet sometime later?
So, as you're typing that out, you get a reply very quickly afterwards, just a couple seconds, with a frowny face, parentheses, and colon. Then the message says, "Very sorry to hear that. Let me know if there's anything I can do. If you need more time, we can meet up later."
Would Chad notice him on his phone?
Unless he's hiding it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see I'm on my phone. That's going to be readily apparent.
Everything all right, man?
I'm not sure how to say this, but a demon just sent me an emoji.
Are you sure it's a demon? Like in a traditional sense?
I'm really not sure it's a demon. Seeing as how the only person who's claiming any of this is a Catholic priest, I'm still going with confirmation bias on this.
You know it's weird, right?
Yeah, no. She's definitely weird.
No. I meant you're like catfishing kids in this town. That's
Don't
weird.
think about it like that. Jesus. God. I'm in doing. Yes. Yes, it's weird.
And it's not like you're just doing it, you're good at it. That's what's really weird.
I think the real mystery is, how does he have signal out there?
I'm used to catfishing CEOs and CFOs of companies. It's a skill I have worked on.
Why would you? Okay, but
because somebody pays me to test their network security so they don't get hacked. So I try to hack companies, and the easiest way to hack somebody is not through all their firewalls and their security and all their protocols. It's through a human. Human is the weakest point in any security system.
Yeah, what is it? Social hacking or something like that? No, I get it. It would just be weird if no one brought it up that you're just catfishing 2 young kids.
It's really weird. I'm not like It bothers me a little that this is what my life has turned out to be at this point.
I feel you, man. It's weird stuff. How like I know. So you're good at hacking. Are you? How good would you be at finding someone?
It really depends. I mean, electronically, like, do they have a signature of some kind on the internet? I mean, it's 2017, so I imagine so. But
Somebody might have been a loose term. What about a vampire?
do they use Facebook?
I mean, she used to. I don't know if vampires. I mean, they would have to have like their own thing or something, right? They wouldn't. Facebook is for us, not for creepy crawlies.
Do they have like blood book? Like, you think there's like, or like vampiremeat.com or something? Like, is that what you're saying? Trying to say?
Chad will kind of like awkwardly turn and start taking down the cameras again. I don't know, man. Just obviously, it was a dumb question.
No, it's not. Like, the thing is so there's the thing called the dark web, which is just essentially the internet. All it is are multiple computers talking to each other. It's a conversation of sorts, just electronically, and just the fact that we've obfuscated into these systems of pages and sites and apps and all of this is largely irrelevant. There's, as long as you have any two computers talking, and through a certain set of protocols, it's the internet or anything like that.
I know what the internet is, Grandpa. I know what the dark web is.
Essentially, there could be any limit of, yes, I assume that all of these things are smart enough to go and find some, or read up on themselves, some sort of, networks or internet books. I'm sure that they know anything we can, and it would make perfect sense for them to want some sort of encrypted communication. It's not. No, it wasn't a dumb idea.
Just yeah, it was. And he'll like. Am I done unhooking the cameras from the tree?
Yeah, no, you guys were chatting as you were taking the rest of them down. He had been messaging Suzanne back as Jake Anderson to set up a different time to meet up. As you guys continue to chat, though, you hear just a little bit of giggling behind you.
Chad's gonna just like lean his head up against the tree. Sean, please tell me that was you.
No. And Sean's going to slowly turn around and see what on earth is giggling behind him.
As you turn around, you see a certain young male teenager in a hoodie leaning against a tree that's nearby, and a certain young female teenager who's actually kind of like squat down on the ground, and she actually is kind of hard to see. She seems almost camouflaged in with the area around her. It's almost as if, not like a ghost, you can see through her. She just seems to like meld very cleanly with the grass and the leaves that are next to her. And you just see the young teenager grinning.
How close are they?
25 feet. About like a few yards. And as you guys turn around to see them, the young teenager in the hoodie who was grinning giggles one more time. You two are kind of loudmouths, aren't you?
It's do I recognize him? If I remember the first time I saw the elemental people, they were
I think you've only seen them as teenagers. I believe only Lily has seen them otherwise. He needed to use his discern.
No,
Just told you.
brother and I saw
It was brother who saw their.
Yeah, brother and I saw them in the woods together.
Right.
At the
Brother
same time we
saw
the
them
beast.
with his discern the way they actually looked and told you.
Oh,
But you just
so
see a
I
couple
didn't.
teenagers.
Okay. I thought I
Sorry
saw
if that
them.
got confusing. Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. Sean, these are the two that brother and I met a couple nights ago.
Yeah, you were telling, I guess. Pleasure to, hi, hi.
The young teenager, the male in the hoodie, walks in front of where the young girl was squatting, and as he passes in front of her, she just disappears from where she was. And he starts walking along, keeping an eye on you, a little bit of a vulture circle, just grinning, and he takes out a Zippo from his hoodie pocket and starts spinning it in his hand, doing a couple little tricks, flicking it on and off.
So what brings you two out to this neck of the woods today?
Well, we've been here a while. What brings you out here?
We are simply recovering some property of ours. Just removing it, and we'll be on our way.
His eyes jump straight to the cameras in Chad's hands and says, I see that.
I'm sorry if we were disturbing you, but we were actually just about to be on our way.
No, not at all. I mean, that's why we left those up there. You guys wanted to get a look at us, I guess. Not really anything off of our shoulders.
What do you guys do out here?
What do you mean, what do we do?
But, I mean, like, you're always out here. What do you do?
You expect people like us to get jobs moving to the city?
No, but like...
He's gonna stop and lean against another tree, just very casually watching you guys. I could ask the same thing about you. Yeah, you said you're out here getting some property back. Why exactly did you want those cameras out here anyway?
I'll kind of look at Sean.
The park rangers, they've been investigating some things and wanted to see if they could get some footage. They thought it was, a deranged bear or something, and we obliged to assist.
Here, 1 second.
While you're doing that, Chad will put the cameras in his coat and kind of hold the rifle properly as if readying it.
Cool. Good to know. Because when you start moving your gun and sort of getting it ready, you see the roots of the trees nearby and even some of the smaller branches on the trees start to grow and eke a little closer to your direction. And the young teenage male in front of you starts laughing a little heavier. Sorry, she doesn't like guns. And at that, let's check in with Brother and Father Lily on their shopping trip.
So right, take it easy.
Is
It's
that
like
what's
Rindo's,
in-
or like, I'm on the highway to hell.
Here you go. Here's some music for your ride. Some Mississippi honky tonk.
This is decidedly not Highway to Hell, but okay.
It's the only nice little royalty-free country song I could find.
I'll turn off the radio after I hear that country song.
Damn royalties.
Okay.
Be like, I hate country. Sorry.
So fine, I'm not from this area. I think it's a local thing.
Yeah. So after, I mean, I'll probably just make small talk and then get the shopping list out that I kind of wrote down. Things that I definitely want is like 2 heavy super soakers, like water guns.
Okay.
Like huge barrels of water. Like it's like a gallon of water per super soaker, you know? Like biggest I can find. And yeah. I would see if they have any bird whistles of like the common area. Like sparrows and the other birds that you said. If I could find any bird whistles like that, or like generic bird whistles.
I'm sure they got turkey wobblers.
And the last thing I'd do is get a bunch of raw meat, like probably like New York steak size, like 6 flanks, you know? And I believe that's it. So, and I'd get a bunch of like water, like a gallon of water, stuff like that too.
All right. You go to a generic Walmart superstore, and you can find a whole bunch of.
I got 2 resources, so I'm good.
Yep. You pick up a whole bunch of raw meat, and when you go into the hunting section, in the generic store, it's pretty light. There's some duck calls and turkey calls, but nothing that seems more for an outdoor enthusiast. So you went and maybe talked to someone that works in the department, and they told you about another small store that's a little south of the town, just a short drive, but the guy tells you that's definitely the place you want to go if you need some specialty outdoor equipment.
Okay, yeah, I'd go there after I check out and get those bird whistles.
Alright, so you and Father Lily are gonna pull up on this place. Hold on. I need to check something real quick.
Yeah, as we're driving, I'd make small talk with Father
I
Lily.
would
Be like,
ask what the super soakers are for. Why do we need toy guns?
the one of the kids in the woods you probably saw with your abilities.
No,
is-
I've never seen the kids, just on the camera.
Oh, even with your discern, you didn't see they're on fire? Or one of them was?
Does that show up on the camera through discern?
Yes.
Okay. Then yes, I did.
One of the kids was on fire, as you saw. And water. He doesn't like water. So these super soakers should push him back if he tries anything.
And I'm assuming the bird whistles and raw meat do the same?
The bird whistles are for the little girl. I was looking back in Chad's motel, see what kind of bird life were local to these parts, and if we can mimic the bird call, that would keep her at bay as well. The raw meat's for the gangrelly looking fella, the lycanthrope of some sort.
Interesting.
And yeah, I'd make small talk. Like, honestly, I would just kind of go out and say, I'd be like, "So, Father, how'd you lose the eyes?"
Interesting story, but let's maybe it'll be a celebration after we get this done.
I'll nod, and just kind of light a cigarette, smoke when we're driving.
So you guys take out from the superstore with your guns and your meat. And you head down to a little place known as the Cattail, a little further south in Dover, Tennessee, where you guys are currently. As you pull up, it's decently sized. It actually has what looks like a storefront and another kind of warehouse off to the side. It's got a similar gravel, dirt driveway and parking lot that a lot of the diners and smaller stores around have, places that have probably been here since the place has been settled or, you know, near to. And the sign out front actually has like a few cattails, the water sausages, whatever they're called in your area of the US. And as you pull up, you see just like a couple guys outside where it looked like they were working on an engine. One of them's like cleaning off his hands. Just two older gentlemen talking. But you were told by the associate at the superstore that this place will have different kinds of bird calls and even like some specialized fishing equipment, all kinds of things you could want.
Okay. Yeah, I would just get the bird whistles, the sparrow and the other two, and then maybe like a generic bird whistle.
Alright, as both of you enter the store, go ahead and give me perception awareness.
What's with these rolls tonight? Alright, at least one of us can roll well.
I got 5. I've been rolling super well like the past 2 weeks. Like, holy shit.
Alright, Father Lily, you are gonna get a little tingle up your spine. Something's in the area setting you off, but you don't know what. Brother, you are immediately gonna have your attention drawn by the young man who is at the cash register. He's, average height, little, like, average build. He's wearing a leather jacket and jeans, sunglasses on, even though the store is actually kind of dimly lit. Just has his, you know, hair tucked up into a beanie. He's flipping casually through a magazine that's on the counter. Doesn't really pay any of you too much mind. He's basically just he's the sort that just waits until people come up to the counter to check out. Doesn't bother people. So you are immediately drawn to him when you sense that something supernatural is amiss, and you can definitely roll for your discern.
Yeah, I would tap Father Lily on the shoulder and like cock my head towards the cash register, only to remember he's blind. But and
At that though, Father Lily, you'll be keyed into possibly using your discern as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up.
Yep, I'll pull it up.
Okay.
What's the roll for discern?
It's just it's like conviction plus your roll, and then that's how many minutes pass. So it's like 1 success every 10 minutes.
Is there perception in there? Isn't it perception zeal?
Oh, I forget. One sec. Maybe I can find it real quick.
Yeah, it was perception zeal.
Okay.
Because that's why I got so much perception.
I see everything.
Look at you, eh?
Can you save some for me, maybe? Holy shit!
Yeah, so we're both at about an hour each for our discern.
Alright, and with those successes, as you guys, both of you look over to the man at the register, you immediately sense and feel that something supernatural, very harsh, and possibly demonic, definitely on Father Lily's side, has torn into his soul.
Is it a familiar thing, like the
Were
sheriff?
you there? Did you do discern on the sheriff?
Yeah, just the sheriff.
Okay, then yeah, it's gonna be the exact same thing.
All right. I won't say anything. I'll imagine that Father Lily knows what's going on, so I'll just nonchalantly bring the whistles, and I don't know. Like, is there anything else that would be interesting in here that I might like? Like, I guess I'll bring some. I already have flashlights, so.
Give me 1 second. Maybe talk to Father Lily for a moment.
Yeah. So what brings you in these parts, Father? I don't think we ever had the proper conversation for that.
Oh, yes, the church sent me. One of my superiors at the church saw the posting, so they sent me here. The Vatican tends to do that. They just kind of throw me around.
Seems they like sending blind people to do the dirty work then, eh?
To be fair, I see more than most. It's
Amen to that.
a small group of us that can do, and will do.
Okay, brother, go ahead and give me a wits and intuition roll.
Four.
Nice. Alright, so as you're still wandering around the shop trying to see if there's anything else that might stand out just as good backup gear, useful trinkets, you notice a large pair of shears that would be especially good for, dealing with branches. Anything that's, not like a machete for the jungle, but, something you need to clear out an area, or you want to, actually make some firewood without having to snap anything over your knee. Really good for that. And you also notice, I forget exactly what it's called, but it's the kind of, powder that's good for camping fires instead of using water to douse it out.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll buy that stuff because we are going to stake out, so.
Yep.
And then I'll mosey on over to the counter and drop everything on top of the counter and say, afternoon.
That's it. I want to make sure I write down your shopping lists for next time.
And then I shoot him.
Well,
A glance.
Oh, okay. Damn it. Alright. So the guy looks up from his magazine and, lowers his sunglasses. Afternoon. And he starts ringing you up, but you do notice him glancing at you two quite a lot. Now, you are a blind priest and an oversized human being. But yeah, he does seem to be paying a lot of attention, just kind of eyeing you up and down.
I know.
Say to him, how are you today, child?
Fine, father. How's your afternoon going? You guys go in, and he's gonna pick up the whistle, several different whistles. Bird calling.
Oh, I love bird hunting. It's one of my favorite pastimes.
And then I'll sarcastically reply, we're hunting for dinosaurs. I heard they were linked to birds, so you know of any dinosaurs around here?
He gives a barely interested laugh in response and shakes his head. Ain't seen any around here for a couple million years, to be honest.
Surprised you haven't warned us of the animal attacks in the woods. Mighty, what's the word I'm looking for? Mighty, unresponsible of you.
So he shrugs back and says, apparently you already know about him.
Well, I mean, if I was just any other Mo or any other Joe, maybe you might want to inform customers of that sort of thing. You seen anything weird out there? Have you been out to the woods?
He gives a sarcastic glance around the shop that is obviously the sort of place people who go out camping would more than likely come to and work at, and he just kind of gives another vague laugh and says, yeah, I've been out in the woods, I've been out in the park, I heard about a couple things getting killed by some wolves or whatever. It's not that uncommon.
Is this guy high school age? Or does he look about the right age to have gone to school with the mayor's daughter?
No, I actually do have a picture if you check stream, but he's much more about late 20s. Maybe 26 to 28, a little hard to tell because he's got a large beard and he's still got those sunglasses on.
And you said his aura is similarly touched to the sheriff and the mayor?
Yes. Same thing you saw on those two.
And do I get any intuition that matches the daughter?
The daughter doesn't have that. The sheriff and the mayor.
She has flaming demon horns. But does it seem like...
I think he's asking, can the mark be discerned from her?
Can I figure out, or would I don't know. Yeah, would I intuition that it's the demon leaving a demon mark, or just a generic? I don't know. Does it taste lightly of demon girl?
Since you got so many more successes this time than the other time, you saw that his soul was marked somehow. This one you definitely feel, and you've been building this knowledge now, and basically you might even call it spiritual knowledge. You definitely get the same sort of infernal feeling that you felt around the girl. Sherlock Holmes putting two and two together, you would probably figure that's the connection, but you don't get any sense of her directly. You don't see her in your mind or anything like that.
Okay. I'm just gonna pull out my credit card, pay him, pull out my California driver's license.
He doesn't even really, he just barely glances at the driver's license since you pulled it out, but otherwise takes your card, goes ahead and swipes it, bags everything up for you guys, and hands it off.
While he's waiting, doing the payment stuff, pulling out his license, he's gonna look at brother and be like, and just sort of out of nowhere, be like, oh, so yeah, did I tell you I met the mayor the other day, the mayor and her daughter, and I want to watch the guy and see if he had any reaction.
Go ahead and give me perception empathy. Okay.
Thank you very fucking much.
Hallelujah.
I know this guy's life.
And as he says that, I'll be like, oh, I didn't realize the mayor and her daughter were churchgoers.
As you guys, have this little bit of personal banter, he was bagging the items up for you. He definitely drops one, doesn't look shaken, as if nervous, but just the mention of the mayor and her daughter. He starts trying to put everything back together again for you and sort of shoves the bag across the counter. You see his eyes glance at his cell phone that's sitting nearby, but his hands don't move toward it. But he starts to have some nervous energy, like he just wants you guys to leave the shop.
I'm gonna put my hand on the bag so brother doesn't grab it. I'm gonna put my hand on the bag and just tell him oh no, not church. Not church at all. I just we're having a meeting, or I went to her office and I wanted to see if I could get that bird hunting license I was talking about.
Well, I hear the mayor is quite a firecracker. I'm sure her daughter picked up the same trait.
Oh, Very interesting woman. Unfortunately, she said in Tennessee they don't let blind people shoot guns, so I guess I'll have to try somewhere else. I figured, hell, if there was any state you could get a blind bird hunting license, it'd be here, but apparently that's only in Texas.
And they call this the land of the free, eh?
Really? Is this guy's nervous energy getting any worse as we idly chatter at this counter?
Yeah, as you continue chatting a little bit more, he is going to try to calmly, or very naturally, just pick up his phone and he throws it in his pocket. He starts fidgeting around at the till and just, you guys need anything else? I'm actually supposed to take my smoke break.
Nah, I think that'll be it. What's your name again, son?
He seems a little hesitant at first, but not even related to the nervous energy, just like he doesn't know who you are, but after a little while he says, Terry.
Well, thank you, Terry. That'll be it.
Sure. And he'll start heading out the back door as if he's not even really concerned about you still standing there.
Do you
Yeah.
see anyone else at the shop to man the till here?
No. I mean, there's one or two other people moving around the shop looking at things as customers, but there's no one else there.
I kind of look at brother and be like, a little weird to leave the register unattended.
Yeah, let's go see what he's talking about. Who he's calling.
I think that would be quite apt.
So, is he going to like an alleyway? Is there like a back entrance?
There's a back door that's really close to where the actual counter is, and you would see as he opens it, it just goes to a back lot.
Yeah, I'll go out the front and circle my way towards the back. See if I can find him.
Okay, I will need... you don't even have any stealth. Alright, so it'll be Dex at difficulty 7.
I'm gonna follow.
Not wits.
No.
I thought it was wits and stealth.
You don't want the guy hearing ya.
Maybe I do, so I can shoot him in the face and they won't see me. But I'll shoot him a glance.
Is that me too?
Yeah, you should roll it too if you're going to be following right behind him.
1.
Okay.
1 for the giant man.
Nay.
Alright, well, I actually need a little break myself, and we'll only take one tonight, but we'll do a little break. Our usual informal AMA with these smaller games, or smaller crude games. So just go ahead and ask any questions you want of the players, their characters. Y'all talk amongst yourselves for a few minutes, and then I will be back ready and rearing to go.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
But anyway, to what you were saying earlier, Char, about the microtransactions, I cannot stand them in premium games.
They don't even make sense in this one. Like you're getting nothing of one value, and two, you're not getting like in the game you find Ghost. I'm not sure if you played the first one, and most of them have like the exact same skills as all the other ones. So all you have to do is my roommate dismantled like 4 of them, and he has enough to buy so much of that shit that's in that market. It really does not make sense at all to put money into that game.
But it's there.
But
Is
it
the color
is
thing?
there.
You change your color? Don't you have to?
Have to? No, they offer 3 colors that you can buy right away. But like I bought my whole outfit to be one of the colors that you can use money for without spending money. I just like when you level up to 20, every time you hit a level, you get an engram, and it's like a cracking open an Easter egg full of like bullshit shaders like that. So yeah, I just opened up those shaders that you pay money for if you want to.
I don't trust it. The company puts microtransactions in there if they don't want you to buy them.
I mean, they want you to buy them. There's no doubt about it. You would just have to be very silly to buy it. Like, it's not like League of Legends where the only way you could get those skins is by buying them with money. Like it's like you could just play the game for like 10 hours and then you could just get all of them.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not
I
bad.
might consider it. I didn't play Destiny. Well, I played a little bit on my my little brother has an Xbox One, and I played some Destiny on that, and I actually kind of liked it, but it wasn't for PC. So I was considering Destiny 2. Then they did microtransaction. I've got a rule against. I'm bad. Like I've never gambled because I know I would like be instantly addicted. So I'm really bad at psychological stuff in games. They're like, buy some stuff. I'm terrible at it.
What
Yeah,
about
no,
like PUBG? Now you play PUBG? That's microtransactions.
sure
It
does.
does, and it's just for clothes, so it's not too bad. And
But that's the same
I'm
thing
not
as Destiny.
I know, but I'm not invested in how my character looks in PUBG. Honestly,
That's true.
I
pretty
think I'd be
invested
more
in my
invested
character.
in my Destiny character, how they look.
Yeah, that's true. I had my character at one time just completely fluorescent pink and purple in like knight armor, and I was just so happy.
Fabulous.
Oh, he was fucking fab as fuck.
I played Warframe as well with my brother, and I did deck my guy out in like bright orange and icy blue.
It's just fun, fashion.
I mean, I didn't get
I
Barbers
don't
as
care.
a child, so
I've never cared about character customization at all in any video game.
I'm so
Like
bad.
every time it's like customize your character, I always go with like the default, like whatever they give me.
I got
That's a lie.
ship
We've seen
skins.
your Warframe characters.
I was just about to say.
That was like random though. I just literally click the random colorize button and it did it for me. I was like, all right, this is horrendously horrible looking.
Yeah, you had one that was like a neon rainforest frog. At one point, I was like,
Yeah, it was
that
like-
is bright.
It was like neon pink with like neon green. It was like the ugliest shit ever.
It was brilliant. All right, we can get back to it, and let's head back to the woods real quick.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What was that?
Oh no.
Oh god, you left the super soakers in the car, man.
So you said that the trees were moving towards, like, is it quickly or is it just like a creepy
It
movie?
was
if the
very
character
slow,
didn't
and it wasn't
notice
even the trees. It was their roots started growing and, like, getting larger, coming out of the ground. Some of the branches on the trees were also growing in size and kind of reaching toward where you were, especially as you moved your gun.
Holy shit. Sean will turn back to Chad and kind of do the lower your gun hand motion at him. It's just give him that look of let's keep cool at the moment sort of look.
It by no means was like up and at them. I didn't want to give that. I just meant like he has like his hands on the proper place where you would have your hands. It's on the ground. He has a very
No, I got that.
Okay,
He
yeah.
just doesn't like guns.
Just for Sean's knowledge as well.
Okay.
If he sees the roots coming, he's gonna kind of like tiptoe away from it, like there's like spiders or a cockroach on the ground, and move beside Sean, and he's gonna look at the kid, but he's gonna say it quiet enough just for Sean to hear. I'm not gonna let them hurt you, and if I can use witness.
Sure.
Do you know it, or would you like me to tell you?
Go ahead and explain it. I had them written down, but I think I just have a short bit about it. And explain for the audience.
Yep, so it pretty much expands on the capabilities of Second Sight, a creature that seems wrong with Second Sight, so like a warlock or a shape changer, or anything that's trying to imitate human signs is revealed to my character. And then also for every success that I get, I'm able to get a vision of their most recent contacts with humans.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, I have it up here. So go ahead and roll your perception and mercy against 6.
Boom.
All right.
Boom.
All right, with your 4 successes, very good. You see the young male teenager that is in front of you, who's still just leaning against a tree and grinning. You now see what was explained to you before, the way that his skin looks like logs at the end of a good fire. It's just like cracked and dark gray with these like embers that are like showing through, especially around his stomach through the hoodie. There's like a bright light. And he has still some hair, but it's more orange and like waving around like a flame. And you start seeing something moving around you guys, subtly in the leaves, but it is very camouflaged. It's hard to keep your eye on or really even get a sense of where it is. It seems to disappear and reappear here and there. About one previous contact had between a human and a monster in your character's presence. Right, so I think that applies to you see the monster so you can get a vision of their last human contact.
Raj.
Their last human contact is, you see, just kind of standing in front of you, as if it was like a hologram, you see a full-sized image of Suzanne, the mayor's daughter.
I just see a hologram of the mayor's daughter.
She's just kind of standing there, not really moving. It's just a full, like, image of her.
All right. Does Sean react to the words that I said to him?
Yeah. So when you're done with your little vision, he's gonna mumble under his breath back at you, "I don't plan on either of us getting hurt."
Do we just leave?
I was leaning that direction. Yes. We do, he'll say, raising his voice at this point. We do have some business to attend to. I mean, with these cameras and all. It was a pleasure getting acquainted with both of you. If there's nothing else you guys need, we will be making our way now.
Are you guys gonna start walking off?
Hesitantly kind of start walking and seeing if they do anything awkward, but
just try to keep an eye on them.
As you two start backing off away from where the young male teenager is, he's going to, at the same pace, not trying to, get too close, but at the same pace is going to walk with you guys, and the branches and roots as they were growing and moving toward you are going to, follow your path. Still very slowly, though.
But they're going to move after us, but not, close the distance.
Basically, just following your footsteps, yeah. And the young male teenager is going to have, kind of a bit of a jaunty, slow walk. He's got his arms behind his hoodie. He put his Zippo away and still has just a huge grin on his face. Oh, but we were just getting to know each other. We didn't even exchange names yet.
Chad wants to see something. He's going to put his hand on Sean's shoulder and stop, full stop, and just to see if he stops also the kid in the branches.
So you two come to a full stop. He will rest and just keep the same distance as you guys. The trees continue creeping, but at a micro pace.
What's your name?
My friends call me Ember.
What was your name?
Doesn't really matter anymore. It's been a long time. Can't really remember anyway.
And if your friends call you Ember, what do you call yourself?
Call myself Ember. What else would I call myself? Why would I hurt my friends like that? And you two? Or at least one? One for one? It's only fair, and the tree roots will start creeping tiny bit faster.
Chad will hand Sean the gun. You know how to use this, right?
I think you point the barrel at whatever you plan on shooting.
Are you being serious or are you joking?
I've shot in a gun before.
All right,
2 or 3 times.
He'll hand you the gun and he'll walk up to Ember, hand out to shake his hand.
He reaches a hand out and very cordially shakes your hand.
And I'll shake. It's Chad, man. What are you doing out here? Why do you guys do this?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Chad. And from behind Sean, you're going to hear a very soft, kind of little feminine voice. It sounds almost whispered from far away, but you can still almost tell it was from right behind you, and says, Ash, pleasure to meet you.
So only I hear that and not Chad?
No, he can hear it. It's just, it sounds kind of confusing if it's right behind you or if it's from further in the woods.
Gotcha. Pleasure to meet you as well, Ash.
Ember is gonna cock his head, like, kind of around Chad's shoulder and go, well, gonna tell her your name or not?
I'm Sean.
You feel just sort of like autumn wind, like, just brush against you.
Isn't it like midsummer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's, yeah, like late spring, midsummer.
Okay, just clarifying.
I'm assuming if you wanted us dead, you would be dead, right, Ember?
Ember starts laughing. I mean, if you tried to hurt me or my friend here, sure, but I mean, you're just poking around trying to find out what we're doing right now. So far, not that much of a threat, is it?
No, and you're not hurting anyone else, right?
Who would we have hurt?
It's not the question, man. It's just you guys just hang out here, right? You don't go into the city. You don't hurt people. You don't hurt kids.
That's not an answer, Ember.
The tree roots start crawling a little faster, like you can hear it underground cracking and moving a little towards you. And you see just around Ember's feet, little bit of fire starts to come up, starts crackling along the leaves, but you see that it doesn't move as naturally as it should with some of the dry rot and twigs that are on the ground. It just stays next to them. Like I said, just trying to find out what we're doing. No harm done, right?
Yeah, man. I look, nothing on me. Like I just want to figure out what's your shtick, you know. I just want to make sure that we're both, both good here. We're not doing anything bad.
Oh, Ash and I here are perfectly happy to let you go. Right, sweetie? And you hear another sort of distant voice go, sure, but I don't know about Talon.
Sean gonna say anything about Talon? I've heard them talk about Talon before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he saw the video with Talon in it. Or who he assumes the third individual is.
He's like, before he was kind of like avoiding eye contact with Ember, but now he's like he's making eye contact with him and trying to be serious. Like, just say it's not you messing with the kids. Just say that. I'll also do like a empathy roll maybe to try and like get it out. No, I won't. Nope, I won't.
You don't, okay.
Nope, not gonna do it. I don't want to roll. Would that be manipulation to try and get that answer out of him, or would it be charisma?
Charisma. You're not swindling him in any way to try and like get him to do something. That's what would be more manipulation.
Right.
Go ahead and give me that roll.
Okay. Zero successes. No botch though, so that's good.
No. So as you ask that of Ember, he just gives you another grin. Those roots are still cracking a little closer and closer. And he says, haven't done anything recently.
While looking at him, Chad will kind of take a couple steps back and then turn his back on him and just walk towards Sean. Let's get out of here.
Sounds like a good idea.
Let's get out of here. But in like a defeated, kind of upset way.
So as you start to turn and move more out of the area, the roots from the trees will actually start receding and kind of going back into the ground, returning to their normal size and all of that. And if you look back or see from your peripheral vision even, Ash, the young girl, will be standing next to Ember now and just very happily waving you off.
Sean will turn and kind of give an awkward wave as well and hasten his pace out of there.
Alright, it is, for you guys as a reference, starting to get a lot further into the late evening. So, sun isn't anywhere near setting yet, but it's starting to get a little dimmer. Let's check back in with Brother and Father Lily, who are trying to eavesdrop a bit on this guy Terry's business out back of his shop.
Yeah, and as I'm like sneaking towards this dude, and I kind of hear Father Lily not being as sneaky, I'll assume because of his sight issues, I'll kind of turn my head and be like, "How about you wait by the car, Lily? You know what we drive, right?"
I'll just stop and like lean up against the wall on the side of the building, and just sort of like quietly be like, "I'd rather be closer."
Yeah, and I'll proceed.
Alright, you get further along the building and close enough to essentially hear a phone conversation. You realize, with your large size, you're walking on this gravel parking lot area, that it would probably be pretty clear that someone's heading that way if you get too close. So you try to stay back a little bit and you listen up. But all you hear is what sounds like the electronic tapping of someone texting on their phone.
Okay, I guess I'll just drop the sneak and walk towards him, just like pulling out a cigarette and smoking it, and then I'll just like huff under my breath like, "God, I can't stand Catholics."
So as you turn further along the building, he will see you as he's texting, and his body language is a little frantic. He's like bent over his phone, texting really fast. He spots you and just says, "Hey man, this is employee area.
This back lot's an employee area. I can't smoke here."
Yeah, whatever, man. I don't care." And he's gonna try and quickly run back into the store.
Hey now, thought you said you're on a smoke break. How about you join me, Terry?
He's going to stop short a bit. You'll even hear his footsteps grind a bit into the ground, and he just quickly puts his phone away and says, I realized I was out.
Well, I'll let you bum one. How about that?
Sure." And he walks up and just waits for you to, hand him one.
Well, I'll just toss him the pack that I have. And
So he lights up a cigarette, and stiff body language, doesn't really look over at you much, just kind of powers through the cigarette.
is there anyone around us two?
Not you two. You did see a couple people out at the front parking lot. This is, like I said, just more like kind of gravel, dirt area. There's a couple dumpsters, and it has a warehouse to where you're standing the right. When you drove in, it was on your left.
Okay, I'll just make light conversation, say, how long you been in this town for, Terry? How long you been working here?
And he'll take a long drag and let it out. Born and raised here in Dover. What about you, man? Yeah, I don't think I've seen you around.
Nah, I'm just visiting from out of state. I live in California.
Yeah. Cool.
And I'll get a little closer to him and say, listen here, Terry. I'm not dumb, and I know you're not dumb either. You understand? So how about we stop playing games here? You tell me who you were texting.
He looks over at you, and he still has his large sunglasses on, but you see his brows furrow. He says, I don't think that's none of your business, man. I don't know who you are. Why are you asking?
I'm gonna come around the corner now that I hear them talking.
Okay. So
And
he'll definitely spot you and look even more concerned.
As he turns the corner, I'm going to grip him by the collar of his shirt and lift him up with my strength and intimidate him.
Alright, go ahead and... You don't have intimidation specifically, but I will actually, because of your huge size, it affects social stuff. So, just give me a charisma at 7.
I thought huge size decreased the difficulty by 1.
Yeah, so it'll be
intimidation.
6.
Ha! I botch it horribly.
No, it's not a botch. He is actually a little intimidated and a little upset because you were able to just like pick him up like it wasn't anything. He sees how big you are, but he seems to otherwise mostly hold it together and just kind of like coughs from where like you're pulling on his shirt. And he's, dude, chill out. What the hell do you want?
You know what I want, Terry. Who are you texting? You were a little fidgety back there, and you're fidgety now. I know it has something to do with the mayor, so why don't we stop playing games?
Alright, man, I was just texting the sheriff.
What about?
And he's gonna look around, like, trying to, avoid your gaze. Told me to keep an eye out for people asking about the mayor. Told me about some weird group of guys in town. One that was huge and a blind priest. So, yeah, you fit the bill.
Well, I mean, he's not all blind, right?
I'm gonna like turn my head towards them, and just nod at them. Just kind of like leaning up against the wall, letting this happen.
He's gonna, Terry is gonna give brother kind of like a wrestling tap out slap on his arm, like, you can put me down now.
I'm gonna raise him higher. I'm like, no, Terry, I think we're just getting to know each other. What exactly did you text the sheriff?
Just what I told you. Just thought I saw you guys, that's all.
Why?
And you're gonna...
Why would you need to... What security risk does he think we are? Or are you guys this friendly to all newcomers?
Look, man, he just told me to keep an eye out for people that matched your description. I saw you in the store, that's it.
Did he tell you why?
No, I don't know why. He's the sheriff. I don't know what you've done in town.
Do you not... I'm sorry. That's not... Okay. So you're just running a spy program out of your little town here? I thought y'all were Americans.
Yeah, look, I don't know what you did, why he wanted people to keep an eye out for you. You can go ahead and ask him that.
How about this, Terry? You're gonna pick up your phone, text the sheriff that we don't seem to be suspicious, and we were inquiring anything on the mayor. You understand? We were looking for some hunting gear, and we're gonna make our way out of town.
I'm gonna kind of like laugh to myself a little bit, and we weren't inquiring about the mayor. I just told you that I met with her, which I did.
Well, Terry here seems to be a little jumpy, so... You understand that, Terry? I hate to have to hide your body in one of these woods back there. You know of the dangers, I'd imagine.
He gives an especially nervous laugh at that and says, yeah, all right, I promise. You can watch me text him.
Yeah. So I specifically tell him, I like look over his shoulder as he's texting and say like, saw the guys, they weren't, I don't know why saw the guys, they weren't suspicious, they're leaving town tonight. But we weren't asking, we were just talking about the mayor. We just said that he said that he met her, and then I was saying I didn't know she was a churchgoer. Okay. No, I said they weren't suspicious. Good, Terry. Now, was that so hard?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Anything else?
Yeah. If I ever catch wind that you told the sheriff of our little get-together, I'll personally drive down here and I'll make sure that no one finds your body in those woods. You understand?
His shoulders shake a little at that. Yeah, man, whatever. Just, yeah. Can I get back to work? No one's watching the till.
Oh, hey, real quick, Terry.
Yeah?
Have you met the mayor?
Yeah, it's a town of like 1,000 people. I've met the mayor.
You can ask for Sass. I just asked if you met her. You met her daughter? Lovely person. Never really talked to her?
No, she's like 10 years younger than me. Why would I be hanging out with the mayor's daughter?
Just curious, have you two ever talked?
No, man.
Do I believe him? Is he lying?
Go ahead and roll perception empathy.
to.
Yeah, between his eyes not really meeting yours, obviously, like, you know, but he's not even really, like, he's just looking away and shrugging off the question. It seems a little disingenuous.
I don't believe you, Terry. I don't think that's true. Now, why would you lie to a priest?
Look, man, what do you want from me? Of course I've met Susan. Like I said, it's a town of 1,000 people. I don't hang out with her. At that seems a little more akin to, like, he doesn't spend a lot of time with her. He meant that.
Yeah.
Well, Terry, people have gone to hell for less for lying to a priest.
But you've never really talked to her, have you?
Yeah, I've met her at, like, some functions, like, you know, big town, it's Oktoberfest bullshit.
Oh, no, that's fine, but I you know. Alright, I was just curious, I guess.
And at that, he's without, if you guys don't impede him anymore, he's just gonna, like, run back into the shop.
Alright. And I'll nod to the father and I'll make my way to the car. I'm assuming you still have the bag of stuff, right?
Yeah, I still got the bag. I'll take it and get in the car with you.
Alright, I'll drive to wherever we're meeting with Chad and Sean. Like, I imagine it's like a park, you know, like a little dirt lot or whatever.
Yeah, you guys found a couple different spots, but one in particular that had some very old picnic tables. Looked like a little spot that people would sometimes, like, meet up for camping and just like and doing meals. But the wood of the park, or the benches, everything looks like pretty old. The little grills, those little, like, charcoal grills, don't look like they've been touched in a while. So you guys found this to be a pretty safe spot to meet and talk.
Okay, as we're driving the car, I'll pull out another cigarette and smoke. And Father, I'd like to make a confession to you, if that's okay.
Go ahead, my child.
Father, I'm not the most perfect man. Hell, I'm not even the perfect father for my daughter. But I will do anything to protect her. And I hope you, of all people, can understand that. Now, I'm not joining the rest of you at that church. However, I will leave you all this provisions to deal with the fey creatures that you saw in the woods.
Where might you be, if I can ask?
That hand, the mark you saw at those children's windows, there was one identical outside my daughter's.
Where was this?
Where is not important, but it was outside her bedroom window. She's staying with her in-laws right now. And I did promise her mother that I would protect her from any danger. Now, I'm not exactly a religious man, but I do believe that she is still watching.
When I ask where, I mean, may this be related? Obviously, you're worried.
I think it has something to do with Suzanne, yes.
Well, I don't blame you, actually. That's pretty disturbing. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, be with your child. Protect them, absolutely. And hopefully we can catch whatever's happening. I try to stay balanced, but I understand it is difficult to, especially if you have so much on the line here.
Thank you, Father, and that'll do for my confession. I trust that this is going to stay between us, right?
Of course, your daughter was sick and you had to check in on her tonight.
Don't mention the daughter part, just say I had some personal things to attend.
Can do.
Yeah, and I'll tell him again, just to remind him that the water is for the kid that's on fire. the bird whistles are for the girl, and the raw meat is to repel away the lycanthrope. And if you need anything, just give me a holler on the phone.
I would say the opposite. That demon is strong. Be very careful.
Well, how strong could you really be? And I'll just kind of, make light of the situation and throw out my cigarette out the window and probably start a forest fire or something.
Next week on Hunter.
Smokey mauls all of us to death.
So yeah, I'll...
Right before he gets to segue away from this, one last thing. I know you have to be worried about your daughter, but that's someone's daughter too. So call us if you can, if we can try to save her, if it's possible.
I'll nod. But yeah, as if we make it to the park and they're not there yet, I'll wait to make sure that they arrive and then leave Father Lily with the bag of provisions and not even really say anything to Sean and Chad. I'll just try to drive off.
Okay. Yeah, you guys get there a little before, I'd say, Chad and Sean. They're actually in the woods, but they were a little closeted for a while. And did you guys drive up to the church?
We drove to the lot.
The meetup point,
No,
wherever it was.
Chad and Sean.
That's up to Sean.
I mean, I would be driving to the same meetup point, wouldn't I?
Yeah. Alright, yeah, so you guys reach the meetup point and you see brother, the second he saw your car coming down the road, gets in his and starts driving off. You find Father Peter Lilly sitting at one of the tables by himself with several bags from a couple different stores.
So I'll park and make my way over to Father Lilly and just, as I'm approaching, Father, where did brother run off to with such a hurry?
I'll just kind of smile in the direction I hear Sean coming from. You sure you don't want to be called sister? And I'll nod over to Lily and I'll say, and he could be mom.
I'm pretty sure I don't. What?
Father, brother, sister, mother. We got the whole family here.
Can I be the estranged drunk uncle?
I'll just smile, and he had some personal stuff he had to take care of.
So we have to take them out without the biggest of us.
I mean, unless you want to wait for another invitation from the gods to carry out this task.
No, it's fine.
I'm sorry, but what exactly is so important that he needs to run off right now to take care of?
Have you tried talking to the man? It's like getting blood from a rock. I don't know.
Fine. We'll deal with this. You guys get set up here. I'm gonna go set up the cameras.
I mean, what are we doing to set up exactly?
As a note, you guys are in a picnic area, not at Hickory Grove Church.
Well then, let's make our way to the church.
Yeah, while in the car, I'll explain to Father Lily what happened at the forest.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell them, or I'll tell him, but I'm sure I've already told Sean, that I saw the presence of the mayor's daughter when using one of my abilities to see them. What that means, I have no idea. Whether they turned her into something, or if she had some kind of effect on them, or if she's been meeting with them, or what.
Well, Unfortunately, that just confirms that they're working together. Much prefer that not be the case, but it seems these children, at least the two in the woods, have let you escape twice now.
Yeah, they don't. I'm not sure if they're helping do anything. I don't know what. They seem more playful than anything else. I'm not getting malicious or violent vibes from them. I can't see them snatching kids out of bedrooms and doing God knows what.
They seem
do you not believe that because of their demeanor, because they're children?
They seem. It's their demeanor. They seemed honestly just amused at our presence. They obviously felt nothing threatening from us, and that it was something's not quite as sinister as a cat playing with a rat, but just that same sort of confidence of whether we live, die, flee, bite them one way or another, it was irrelevant to them, and they were simply enjoying the power they had over us, or whatever they thought they had over us.
Well, I doubt they expected that either any of us have any ability in any way. So obviously, whether you like it or not, you may in fact be the rat in the cat's claws here.
I don't know about you guys, but I know I don't really have much of an ability to take care of them. I mean, he could have burned us, like, with no problem. There's nothing that I could have done. I'm not sure if Sean could have done anything to really stop him.
Stop him, no, but I mean, I probably would have still survived. But that doesn't help you at all.
I'm okay at least containing problems. So let's first maybe see, and hopefully their bemusement with us continues on, and we can figure out what they're up to, and then decide what to do.
I agree, but I don't think we should try and kill them. If that's okay, until we get some evidence of them doing something wrong. I don't want to hurt them.
Their existence is wrong.
But is it, if they haven't done anything, if they're simply sitting in the woods, minding themselves, what's the point?
I thought you guys were hunters. You know what these monsters do. You know the corruption they spread. You know that they must be eliminated. Or, at the very best, we use them to get rid of even worse corruption. But at the end of the day, their existence is an affront to humanity. It's corruption at its core. I don't care if all they do is plant trees all day and try to revive the forest. They should not be here.
I mean, do we own more right to be here than they do?
Yes.
But why?
Disease doesn't have more right to be in your body than you. What kind of question is that?
I'm just saying, if they're not hurting anyone, why?
Then they will.
They're not our
Maybe
problem.
Not today. Look, this is our
Either
job.
way, it's probably a fucking moot point. All signs are that they're the ones who burned the other church, and all signs are they're going to be burning this church, which means they're up to something, and probably we're going to have to step in. As much as I'm appreciating the morality debate, and I do agree with Chad, it feels douchey to just put a bullet in something's head that let me live, though I guess that's its mistake. But either way, let's get this set up at the church, and we'll see what we see.
You three arrive at Hickory Grove Church, and similar to Tharp Church, it looks very old. It is another single-story building. This one is a little bit older, or a little bit larger, so it looks like it probably have a larger congregation. Definitely was built, as you saw in the brochure, a good, 100 years later than Tharp. That was one of the oldest ones in the area, but still very old style. The windows, a couple of them are actually like cracked in. It looks like some people have made efforts to keep up repairs as it's a landmark, but otherwise not touched by humans in quite a long time. At that, we are actually going to wrap up. Sorry, it's a bit of a short game, but I got some real life work to do myself. Good to be back with Hunter, though. Thank you all for coming and playing. Thank you everybody who came and watched. Tomorrow is going to be wrap up of our two-parter Big Eyes Small Mouth dumb anime game that's been a little fun to fill some of the time in between going back to New York. New York will be the next Tuesday after, so everyone who's been a fan of that show, get ready, it's coming back. And then Friday we will be back to our regularly scheduled Anarch game with Revolver C as our storyteller. If you haven't already, check him out. He is a great variety streamer. Check out Kozark next weekend. He'll be doing some more horror gaming. And I think that's everything. So, yeah, unless anybody has anything else they want to say. No? Good. All right. Love you all. Have a good evening. Bye.